and welcome to our podcast where we talk about truly random and sometimes unbelievable things that happen in our lives.
Mostly yours.
Not today.
Mm-hmm.
We will sit here and try and get a buzz while you listen and judge. Normal life drama or straight up trauma?
Still trauma, but this time it's mine.
Yes.
So to cover our bases, what are we drinking?
Red Bull vodka.
It is another late night shoot. We are doing our best.
We will try and avoid these moving forward because we have realized that we go on way too many tangents.
And it is not good for us or you guys.
Also, because it's a late night, we are starting to hear shit. Let us tell you why.
It all started 9 hours ago. We've been doing things for that long.
Yeah.
So we're a little delirious.
Just a smidge. And so we're sitting here in between takes because I may or may not have traumatized Morgan a little too much with our first episode earlier.
A little bit.
And we're in our corners. We're in our little timeout zones. We need a break, but we still love each other.
Yes. And I'm looking at the computer trying to do some editing on stuff.
And then I hear something and I look up and I'm looking at Morgan and I was like, hey, we're supposed to be alone here, right? Like, is someone in the house?
And it's us and the cats. Everything is locked.
Yeah, because the dog's not even here. Because if the dog was here, I would have been less concerned, to be honest.
Honestly.
Because one, he barks at everyone.
Yeah.
And two, he's a bigger dog.
It would have made sense, the noises.
The noise would have made sense.
And that's not what happened.
No. Because she's looking at me and she's like, no, I think you're going and then it happens again.
Yeah. It was a full, like, no, that's not. We
hear what we thought was a crash.
Honestly.
Actually, no, it didn't sound like a crash because if it was a crash, we would have assumed that the cats knocked something over.
Yeah, but the way it sounded, it was bad.
Yeah, like it sounded like someone was walking.
And we were like, okay, no. We don't have our headphones on. We don't have anything else. We're
fully immersed into our surroundings.
And we're enjoying the quiet.
Yeah, because right now we wouldn't be able to hear shit.
No.
Because we can only hear each other in our headphones.
Yes. But we decided we're going to go investigate, like the white girls we are in a horror movie. However, unlike some in those movies, we came armed. Literally.
For those of you listening and not watching, we are holding our podcast stands.
So it is a heavy metal base, and then it's like an aluminum pole, and then it has like a U shape to hold mics usually. That's not what happened today. We decided.
If you've ever seen the movie Clue, it was basically our version of a candlestick, but a lot heavier and multi-purpose, because we could have just like cracked you in the head and then stabbed you.
Yeah, like we were fully prepared for someone because we are paranoid and we play too many games.
We really do. And also, like, horror genre is our thing.
Like, that's our jam. Which is funny,
but
because
also,
neither one of us is good in the dark.
No. But also, my guns are at my house, so we didn't have anything real.
And all of the ones that are here are locked up with a code I don't know. There's one person that knows the code. He's overseas.
I mean, to be fair, they are his. So.
Correct. That's why
I don't. You don't want that stigma.
No. But
anyway, so what we've learned several things. Don't worry, we were fine.
Yeah,
I think it was the cats trying to get to a treat or something in Colorado wind.
Yeah.
But next time we're doing a podcast session, especially late at night and alone, I will be bringing protection.
Yeah, because that was special of us.
So special.
But I'm so proud of us because we cleared it.
At least we didn't go empty-handed.
No,
like listen, we have crafting supplies. Okay, what are we gonna do? Stab you with some scissors?
We've seen that in a few movies.
Honestly, the pen in the eye might have been a thing too.
Yeah, I'm like
we would have made it work.
Whatever we had, we would have made work.
But also, we didn't talk about it. We both just instinctively grabbed our podcast.
We looked around and went, "This'll work." And then just went. And again, we didn't talk about how we were going to clear the house.
Nope.
But we still did it with like one person watching an opening and then like the other getting the room.
I mean, to be fair, multiple years in security.
Yeah. So we know how
we know what we're doing.
Yeah.
We're not proud that we didn't have many options of a weapon, but we knew. We knew the basics.
You mean run, fight, hide, freeze? I can't wait to hear all the traumatizing I just did to everybody that listens.
I hate you.
The fact that it is not only the job that we were at, but it's at every job. I had to rewatch that.
I know. So also, normally we would be drinking more, but we've discovered that these cups make a disgusting, like, slurping noise with these new mics because they pick up everything. They're amazing. But for the comfort of your ears, we will chug at the end.
Yes. It's really bad. We listened to it ourselves and we're like,
we had to stop and start over because of it.
Yeah. But this episode is
another heifer.
Yes. I thought you said heifer for a second. And I was like, listen, cows are amazing, but rude.
No, a half.
A half.
The first half is one person. The second half is another. Therefore, it is a half-er, not a heifer.
Yes, but they do seem to be my episodes are halves.
Yeah.
It's not that I'm not traumatized by these people. It's so shared that I'm like, do you remember this thing that happened? Okay, cool, because I don't.
She has selective trauma. So
I do.
She literally, it happens and then she compartmentalizes it and then forgets until, like, oh yeah, I was there for that.
That happened today too. I'm aware. So we're going to talk about Cowboy. He was featured in like episode 2, maybe 3.
Yeah, I mean, we've touched on him a little
and
bit.
That's why they're at the end, because it's going to be Cowboy and Tinkerbell. They're at the end for a reason. There's not much for them. One of them decided that she was just going to cut us out of her life completely
for no reason.
Really, I have no. We'll get to that.
We'll get to that when we get to her half. But that being said, this is the last episode of this season.
It is.
Just so you guys know, we're going to transition after this.
And it's going to be amazing. And we're going to do an editor's corner. Don't worry. Well, we'll tell you what's coming up next. Just not now.
But this is the end of first season.
And we did it.
We did it.
I'm so proud of us. Yeah. So Cowboy is a gentle giant, like Shrek. He has many layers.
He's an onion.
He is an onion. He doesn't smell like one, though. He has very good hygiene.
Yes, thankfully.
Listen, sometimes big and tall people do not have the hygiene.
I mean, I wouldn't even limit it to big and tall. Some people. Anyway, so we shouldn't limit it to just big and tall.
No, we're not going to limit it to just big and tall, but with stuff like that, it tends to be like the big and tall people or like the short and squats.
And I'm not making fun of this group of people, but for some reason, some of the hippies do not believe in bathing or bathing products, and I don't understand why.
Some of them will use like only specific things too.
And that's fine. That's fine. Like, some of them use like natural stuff, and that's great. Love that for them. But the ones that just refuse to bathe at all, I'm like, can you explain?
Like, if I have a reason, I'm still not okay with the smell. But like now I have a reason to be like, oh.
Well, like if you're going camping for like a week or whatever, like, I mean,
you mean like Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts when they go camping?
No, see, I was spoiled as a Girl Scout. We had a cabin.
Ew, that's not camping.
And then I went camping a little bit growing up, but
tangent.
Yep. But anytime we tried to go real camping, something would happen, and I'd end up in like a cabin.
Considering it's you, yeah, it doesn't surprise me. But you know,
we got flooded out. I ended up in a chateau. I didn't even know what that meant.
Sometimes.
Again, tangents because it's so late.
Yes, sorry guys.
Anyway, back to Cowboy. Gentle giant doesn't smell. Moving on.
I know. I'm like, okay. So I have spent time with him before and after everything. So sorry.
I really only spent time with him at work. Like he offered, like he invited me to like a 4th of July party and stuff. That was when my car flooded.
Well, and he went to a couple of the parties.
Yeah.
Because of who he was dating.
Oh.
Uh-huh.
Good to know.
Uh-huh.
Well, it's a good thing I didn't know at the time, or else sharp objects would not have been my friend.
But I think it was before they were doing things.
Better have been.
Because in a
I
lot
had
of
access to knives.
Yes, but like in a lot of our episodes when we do our trigger warnings, you know, blood, sarcasm, blues, physical.
The thing that we forgot to do in this episode.
Yes.
Trigger warning.
Cheaters.
This episode will contain cheating.
So I don't think they were doing things then, but I know he started to show up a lot. And I don't know if it was because of her or because of Blue.
It could have been that, or it could have been his ex.
Oh, I forgot about that one.
Yeah.
I didn't know him very well.
No, he was dating the other one.
No, I didn't.
Yeah.
Sorry, we still have snacks and it's still late and we need to keep our sugar up, so we're staying awake.
So I don't pass out on you guys. Mm-hmm. And then Morgan has to be like, is she sleeping or is she dead?
Either way, I get points for your dead body. It doesn't matter if you're sleeping. So he was always like a very caring person, and he just kind of would get in the middle of bad situations. So what I have of him is always good, but so like when we had to do Tinkerbell's wedding.
Okay.
Tinkerbell's a special human. We'll get to that.
Yeah, I was like, you don't want to touch too much on that. Cause...
No. But like when we did the wedding, he learned a lot about me. He tried to hang out with me. We both learned.
From what I heard, he did step up.
He did.
But I was still in my anger phase during that.
But yeah, he did. He stepped up a lot. And at one point we had about 3 hours where it was just the two of us. Because everyone decided they were going to go all the way up to the highest part they could get to in a building.
I know which building.
And him and I found that we don't do well with heights. I don't normally like to get in elevators that go up past 7 feet, or it's not 7
I don't like feet. Elevators in general after being dropped from one.
Fair. But I was like, okay, cool. I got my picture. I got my selfie. I'm leaving. You still have to take the elevator up and then down. There's no other way. We asked. We said we were willing.
I would take the elevator up. I would prefer the stairs down.
We asked. They're for emergencies only.
This is an emergency. I'm about to hyperventilate.
So imagine me, a tiny little 5'7" person, and this big, almost 6'11" guy. I don't know how tall he is.
It's not 6'11".
5'11". I don't know. He's tall. Listen, I'm short. I don't know. I don't know how tall people are.
She's saying this to the 5'3" but it's fine.
You're a 5'3"
3 girl.
Mm-hmm. You got to work on your enunciations.
I don't know how.
Sally sells seashores down by the seashell.
Tangent.
We're going to have to do, I know it's still a tangent, but we're going to have to do shots every time we go on a tangent at one point.
Well, it was nice knowing you all.
Yeah. Oh God, we'd be so dead. But it was 3 hours, and we talked. We learned everything about each other.
Oh, they were up there for. I thought you were saying it took you 3 hours to get down, and I was like, that's a no. I'm gonna politely decline.
So, at one point, you can get off the elevator, and they'll safely let you use the stairs. So we went to that floor. And then they were doing construction. So we had to use the bathroom. And the way to get to it was through a creepy little tunnel with the construction. And him and I...
Why does it sound like the making of a horror film or video game?
Because it was. It was plywood walls. There was spray paint on them so the workers knew what was where. It was supposed to be stores underneath, but everything was getting construction. So Cowboy and I
don't like it. I wasn't even there and I don't like it.
Yeah, no. But we ran down the stairs. We got down there and we're like, oh, thank God, it's the ground. I've never been more happy to be on the bottom floor.
You must have been, because I wouldn't have ran downstairs.
Listen, I don't run unless there's zombies or my life is in danger.
She thought her life was in danger.
I did. Elevators are terrible.
I am highly aware.
If you stand in the middle you're less likely to die if it crashes. For your information, since you've already had that like twice.
But I am that person. So, fun fact, do you know that the safest place in the car is in the back center?
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to know when I was in a car accident where the car drove off the road where I was sitting and which one of us was the only one that was injured?
You were sitting in the back middle? Of course.
And honestly, I should have went to the hospital because my pupils blew.
I should smack the past you, but it's fine.
I slept it off. Horrible. Don't
do that.
I didn't know any better.
So like we got to bond for that trip, which I think really helped with like the in between, because at some point we stopped talking, stopped being friends. He was gaming with everyone. You and I reconnected. And I stopped talking to people.
Other than me.
Well, I had a lot of shit going on, a lot of dark shit. That I was like, I'm not going to talk to anyone. I'm not going to trust anyone. Someone has already thrown me under a bus. Which was weird
because that was when you reached out. I'm not talking to anyone but B.
You were the only one at the time who actually didn't do anything. Everyone else.
I was also the only one at the time that warned you it was coming.
Yeah, and the only one that I was like, she was right, and now I'm regretting it, and I don't trust anyone else. Fine. And then with work, he was the only one that I actually trusted, which is funny because being at that place.
That's so ironic, given his friend group.
I know. His friend group is very untrustworthy and is not someone I would trust my life with. Unless he's there.
I mean, if I was looking to get taken out, I would trust them.
Taken out as in like a date or taken out to end up in a grave?
I think you know.
I do. That's the sad part. But Cowboy pulled some shady shit that caused B to be disappointed in him.
Yeah, because that's the thing. I wasn't even actually really mad. I was just disappointed because I was like, bro, I expected better from you of all people. Like, how many times have we had these discussions about shitty people and you go and be one?
He was privy to all of it. He knew everything.
That's what I'm saying. You go and be one. Like, how fucking dare you? Well, although now, given the fact it has been brought to my knowledge that he did not know the full extent of his involvement.
Yeah. Well, and then he's friends with Blue, and Blue has
red flag number 1.
Well, again, things we know now. But like Blue had red flag choices, and he was still friends with him, and didn't know about them. I don't know how. I just know that like he had no idea what was actually going on, and then like everything came to light in like the last year, and he was still there when they tied the knot.
That's what I'm saying.
I know.
A lot of people were at that wedding that shouldn't have
been. Speaking of weddings, we're gonna go to Tinkerbell because that's kind of, there's not a lot of bad or good for Cowboy.
There isn't. My only caveat to that is that he needs to learn to make better choices.
And he's heard that from my mother's mouth.
I told him that before everything went down.
Yes, but he's been influenced by others, his friend group included.
You know what I'm realizing is that a lot of the guys that we know are very easily influenced by their friend groups. They do not know how to make a decision by themselves.
No, and the ones that...
And it's going to be all of their downfalls.
Because the ones that don't are either not available or not in the state. Like, it's fine. Whatever.
But yeah, no, a lot of the guys in our lives, whatever capacity, they cannot make a decision without consulting their friend group. They're worse than a female.
Yeah, like you think it's
funny that girls like need a counsel? No, they're like, a girl will make a decision and stand on it whether her friends like it or not.
Yeah.
And if they are her friend, they'll be in the background like, you're an idiot. I love you, but you're an idiot.
Yes.
Whereas a guy, I find like they're friends. If you don't agree with them, then you guys are no longer friends, and that's bullshit. That's not friendship.
It really isn't. You have to grow with each other.
And they don't know how to do that, especially this friend group.
Yes. Including Tinkerbell. Oh,
Tinkerbell is a whole other can of worms.
So Tinkerbell is a lot like Playboy.
Oh my god, you're right.
I know.
Also, caveat: you lose them how you get them.
Oh my god. So at some point she joined us at work. B was downstairs. I had Tinkerbell, Tease, Big Red, and Cowboy at some point, I think, just with me around. So I made, my tiny little friend group, like we said, and it was all of us hanging out. I would hang out with Tease by herself and then I'd hang out with Tinkerbell and Big Red. It was just easier. They lived near each other. It was what we did. I am the person that will drive out to hang out if I feel like hanging out. Unless it's podcast day, do not contact me to drive somewhere. People are coming to me.
I will hunt you down.
So I was always driving out. I was always hanging out at their house. Later on, when people started dating each other, I was like, okay, so everyone's around now. Yay! Woo! Tinkerbell thought she needed to tell me of all of the different people we worked with that she decided to sleep with while in a very committed relationship. They dated for like 2 years.
Which is actually really long for her.
Mm-hmm. But like they dated for 2 years. They were in previous relationships beforehand. When they met, they broke off. No, listen. They broke off the relationships before they cheated.
That is actually such growth, and I love that.
And then she backslid. Yeah. Because they realized, oh, the person I'm currently with, I don't want to be with, I want to be with that person. So let's break everything off and be with each other. Good for them. They did the thing. 2 years.
That's at least very mature.
Yes. 2 years. There is a proposal. There's engagement. We do a huge wedding. All fabulous things. I had the stupid insider knowledge of everyone that she was like, I've slept with this one. I've slept with that one. And I was like, okay, why? You have a very loyal, very committed, nice guy at home.
He would have done anything for her.
Honestly. But Tinkerbell decided she needed to go spread her pixie dust. There's not a nicer way.
Nope. But then they decided as a couple, they were like, hey, this isn't healthy for our relationship, so let's move.
They moved because she was still around and working with all the people she wasn't sleeping with anymore.
I know.
Failure.
So again, they moved so the temptation wouldn't be there anymore.
Yes. And even then, here's the worst part. She was bisexual. So it didn't matter to her. Because when they moved, his family did absolutely everything they could. They found them a place to live. They helped them get the place. They helped move them.
They let them stay there while they were in limbo.
Mm-hmm. They supported them through limbo. They helped her get a car and her license. She didn't have either. And lo and behold, she goes to work. He goes to his job, and she finds someone to start fucking.
Shocker.
Right? Even better, that person
was also married.
Yeah, I was like, she was also married and was also being cheated on. Oh, I found so Tinkerbell's girlfriend had a wife. The wife was cheating. The girlfriend found out, decided that she was going to start cheating instead of confronting. Started dating Tinkerbell. And they all decided to not do anything. They decided, the girls, Tinkerbell and the girlfriend decided they were going to move in together after moving across the country with her new husband. They hadn't even been married a year. And she decided that's what she was going to do. It's like, I went through a lot of shit for that. A lot of trauma went into that one. Just the wedding alone was trauma. I was very new at this, but I was doing hair, I was doing makeup, I got her dressed. We ran around the city with her in her dress to get really nice pictures.
We'll touch more on that on a different episode.
And it just was for nothing. She threw it all away.
And we tried to be supportive. I mean, we were like, listen, that's dumb, you're dumb, but we love you.
Whatever. And then we kept in touch through like Snapchat and Facebook, and she would come into town to see her mom.
Yeah, so we would see her.
Yeah, and she'd reach out and she'd be like, "Hey, I'll be in, Colorado for like this amount of time." All right, cool. Well, we're actually available. We can meet up and we can do food. Ghosted us.
Yeah, she didn't even tell us she wasn't coming. We found out on Snapchat.
Mm-hmm.
And then all of us got deleted.
Yeah.
Unfriended.
Unfriended. I was deleted from everything.
No.
Oh, I don't even exist in her pictures.
Sus.
Mm-hmm. I think.
And this is really hard for Morgan because Morgan and her were like.
Mm-hmm. And
you were so close, and she like always was there for you.
And I got so pissed off at it. I was like, really? After all of that?
Well, and again, like we literally told her, like, we don't agree with this decision, but if you're happy, we'll suck it up.
Yeah. And even then
we never said anything bad about the girlfriend, so it's not like she chose her. Well, I mean, she did, but it's not like we were being toxic towards her relationship.
Mm-mm. When she was like, "No, I want to be with the girlfriend versus the husband," I was like, "Okay, have you told him?"
I feel like that's kind of important.
It took her too much time, in my own point of view, to tell him. But that's because I liked him. He was a nice guy.
Whether you like him or not, cheating's never okay. Just break up.
Yeah, honestly. Like, do what you did responsibly the first time.
That's what I'm saying. Like, before anything actually happens, break up. Mm-hmm. Cheating is the most disrespectful thing you can do to a person.
Honestly. But, like, that's kind of them in, like, a nutshell. That's Tinkerbell and Cowboy just...
And that's the end of season 1.
Hey! But as reminders, just real quick, season 1 over. Yes. Amazing. We still have The Hive on Spotify that has all the music that goes with this season. We're going to put in stuff as the second season rolls around.
The Hive won't change. It will just continue to add to it, but the songs will be in order.
Yes. Everything will be in order. We are very...
OCD.
Yes. We have The Swarm. I found out that it is actually the-swarm-3.
And that's why I couldn't find it when I looked it up. I'm special.
We we looked it up ourselves without the links to make sure everything works. We actually ordered ourselves some things. So once we get them,
we get them and see if we like the quality, then we'll put out the link for you guys. Yeah. But by the time this episode airs, we are hopeful that link will already be out.
Very hopeful for that one. We should have a couple of Buzz episodes already under our belts by the time.
Yes, we should have a couple Buzz episodes by the time that this is out. At least 2, maybe. Or this is right before the second one.
I think so.
We'll have to math it. Math is hard.
Math is hard late at night.
And ideally, once we get caught up, and maybe by June we can start doing the comb. Again, there's only 2 of us. We go late into the night sometimes. As of right now, we've been working on podcast shit for
10 hours,
almost 10 hours.
Yeah. And
eventually we get so exhausted that, like, if we don't stop, we're gonna start sword fighting with our mics, and these were expensive.
Yes, like, we are updating as much as we can. I am working on all the websites and all the socials. B is there. She is helping. It's just mostly me right now. I use B as the, hey, does this actually look good? Does this actually sound good?
Once everything gets up and running, I can be more helpful, but she's more of a behind the scenes kind of person, and I am not.
And maybe one day we'll have a cocktail list of things that we've made. Right now, it's all the real basics because that's what's easy.
It's super basic because we do multiple episodes in a night, and we can't be over here with like
slurring,
fancy stuff, and slurring.
Maybe for Buzz episodes.
Yeah, for Buzz episodes, we might be able to get a little bit more fancy, but our first Buzz episode, we will not be doing it together. We will be doing it via Discord because life be lifing.
Which you guys should already have.
Yeah, by the time this airs, that episode or the Buzz had already happened.
So that's what we have going on. We're hoping that the merch will get up and running. We'll have all of that. We do need to make more stickers, so we can start sticking them to lots of things.
Throwing them out in the wild.
Sticking them on stop signs.
Don't do that.
I'm going to. People do it to the back of stop signs all the time.
Oh, the back. Yeah, that's fine.
Oh, I'm not going to.
Listen, it's
I understand. I do understand. Okay, I understand how that was said.
I was like, please don't. I don't have bail money.
We don't even know where our money is at right now.
Thank you, bank.
Yeah, our banks decided to cosmically.
They collectively hate us.
So as we update everything, we will try to keep you guys updated. Mostly on Instagram, I think, and Facebook.
Instagram and Facebook is where we do a lot of the updates, and then we do funny little TikToks every once in a while.
Yes. Other than that, it's time to cheers. Oh,
Red Bull kick.
That was harsh. We didn't want that in your guys' ears.
We did not.
Which is why it was so far away. I know you kind of heard the clink. I did.
Normally, we drink throughout the episode, so we don't kill ourselves at the end.
But these cups were not a choice. They were not the right choice.
They were not. Okay.
Have a nice one.
We'll see you next season.